Okay, Wanikani time. Still like within the first few levels, so I don't have anything insane. My Japanese knowledge isn't good enough for this. So what I do whenever I do Wanikani is always have pen and paper in front of me and I write down the kanji, its meaning, and then its hiragana and katakana readings. I find it helps, but if I go silent for like 10 seconds in between each kanji or whatever, then that's the reason why. Okay, this one's easy though. This is Ikki. One breath, I believe. Ikki. Breath. Let's see. Really fun. Knowing hiragana, you feel like a pro, and then you look at everything else Japanese and you realize that you kind of stupid and terrible and you never should have done it. You never should have started. Ikki. Oh yeah, there's also radicals here. This is fun. I like this. I like how they do it. Basically they make you learn the radicals and then they apply that radical and its mnemonic and all that to the actual kanji that you're learning and it helps you remember. But I'm kind of terrible at it, so it doesn't really help. And especially when there's one like these, when they're kind of similar to other ones. So I think that one's crap. It was flower, right? Yeah, flower. So it's similar to another one, and it gets me every time, bro. So this is why I write it down. So I remember. Flower. Kind of got the ground there, then it's a 2. Okay, yeah. Cool. It's kind of embarrassing there. Second one, I immediately fail. What's this? Hyakumon? That's million. Hyakumon. Write it down so I can both get practice writing the kanji and it will help remember it, I suppose. And I've kind of just started with all of this, so I kind of have like 0% Japanese knowledge. Million. I mean, I can't even string together a sentence, right? I kind of just know what I know from here and previous study with the textbooks. I know a little bit of the grammar, but not enough for me to really be comfortable trying to speak anything, you know? Hyakumon. Oh yeah. Million. 100,000. 110,000. Million. What's this? Life? Well, not life, it's year. If I can actually do the English part, that'd be nice. What are you still Nen? Yeah. Because obviously they have the Onyomi and Kunyomi readings, and Wanikani likes to not kind of separate them between the kanji and the vocabulary, so gets me as well. Sorry, I'm a slow rider. And also, you know, kanji as well. And with that, that's Takenoko, that's bamboo shoot. See, at the beginning stages of Wanikani, they kind of just have like some weird vocabulary and like kanji that you wouldn't ever really normally use. Let's see here. Sake, mo, ko, bam, boo shoot. Kind of funny because obviously literally it's, you know, bamboo child. Crap, what am I doing? Yeah, take, no, ko, hiragana. Oh, that's honki, that's calm, if I believe. Honki? Oh, serious. Serious, right. So that's when I try and go too fast and I tapped the wrong thing. Here we are. One key. So I know it means serious, but Sometimes my fingers go before my brain catches up. The annoying thing about this is that this means I have to do it again sooner because I got it wrong. It's kind of annoying. Even though, like, I know that I know it. You know what, I'll never say no to, strengthening my knowledge, I suppose. Another radical. This is bed because it looks like a bed. Very well done, Wanikani. Bed door. That is a radical. What's this? Is this a town? Is it chore? Is it? That's machi, is it not? Machi? Machi, yeah. See, I know my onyomi. Even though this is kunyomi, but that's alright. What? Shit. In town. And this is its hiragana reading. See, I was thinking of kind of using like my webcam to kind of show how I'm writing and what I'm doing, but I couldn't be bothered setting up, so maybe next time. If there is a next time. It's this genius, Sai. Got a little slide going on there. I think it's all real cool. How do I spell genius again? That way. Sai. See if I'm right. Yeah, okay. Mushy insect. Cool. See, these are some of the easy ones. Like, there's some, like, because obviously I've done this for a month or so. There's some from at the start that if they come up now, I'd have to think very, very goddamn hard. Because, I would have just forgotten. Because obviously one it kind of uses like a spaced repetition system, but that kind of, well, it does, absolutely work. People with poor memory to begin with, me, still struggle over time. What was it? Insects. It is she. Because it is kind of just like writing stuff down, I usually listen to music while I'm doing it, but I don't want to get mega rolled and like get my Twitch banned. Oh, so this is man, his vocabulary, so it's kunyomi, so it's otoko. Okay. Bit of chikara happening there. Was it man? And then to ko. Yeah. Here we are, I'll get you this time. Flowers. Yes, see, it says down arrow guru, so I'm no longer guru on it. God damn it. It's gonna happen here again because I typed too fast. And misspell the word again. Serious honki, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, down, god damn it. Please be nen, because I honestly don't remember. Okay, yeah, there we are. I don't remember if I had any other reading. I mean, it most certainly does, but not one that I've learned at the moment. Takenoko. What's that? That's ears, so it's mimi. This going on. Go across there. In ears. You are mimi. Yeah. See, again, because like one kind of likes having like they split like vocabulary up and kanji up. They don't really give you a good basis from whether this kanji is onyomi or kunyomi. So you really don't know what you're doing. I'm just gonna say that it's jo there and not onna. Something completely. No, it's just jo, isn't it? Not jo. It's not God damn it. Yeah. See, that's what happens when I don't sit down and think properly, and I instead try to talk over what I'm actually doing. God damn it. but I will write down the correct reading, obviously. Woman. And it is jaw, but with just the yaw. No, so it's not extended there, yeah? Yeah, that's... See, radicals always get me because you can't really think of them too hard, otherwise you'll start thinking of the actual kanji that use it as that. So I think that's spirit, yeah, okay. I always write my radicals in, even if I kind of don't need to, just because it kind of helps with learning the actual kanji through mnemonics and all that. Spirit, and you are a radical. There we are. Hana, flower. Yeah, that one's a fun one. Hana, flower. And this is your hiragana. Ha. Oh god, my handwriting is atrocious. It's kind of bad that my Japanese is better than my English handwriting. It's like the otoko, not dumb, it's otoko, yeah. Mimi, insect. I'm flying through it. More. I think they translate it as say humbly or something like that. I'm pretty sure it has a different direct translation, but I think that's just the one they use, because obviously you use it commonly in like tomo, shimasta and all that. So I think they're kind of leading into that a bit. Honestly, I don't even remember what the mnemonic was for this. You kind of just, for some of them that like you do that often, you kind of just know it off by heart, which is kind of fun actually, when you don't have to think about like actively translating something. Or you also, yeah, but again, because like it's pink, which means it's specifically kanji, not purple, which is vocabulary, and they never specify if they want the kunyomi or the onyomi reading. I get, you know, it's kind of part of it to learn or whatever, but it annoys me because, you know, these pink kanji can be either onyomi or kunyomi. So what's kind of the point of not specifying there? Dun, dun. You mean ear, and you're hopefully read as Mimi, because obviously I'm sure that this kanji has multiple other readings, but at the moment I don't know that, and one kind of goes through the most common readings first anyways. Atake, bamboo. Write that one down. Atake. So yeah. Okay, Joel. I kind of want to learn other languages as well. Well, I say that like I know Japanese. I don't know Japanese, but because I'm going to Thailand in like a week or so, like 3rd of January or something like that, and I think Thai would be a cool language to learn, like learning that kind of script. Because obviously, like all the Indian and the languages around India and Thailand, they all kind of use that similar, slightly different script, like the one that's very common in like the Middle East, where it's all linked together. I forget like the linguistic name for it, but I think that'd be a very cool language to try and learn and write. I mean, speaking of course, but like speaking would be fun, but writing is also like I kind of enjoy it because you kind of feel like there's more accomplishment in that. But then again, I've never spoken to someone else in Japanese, so I don't know if that's a better feeling or not. Dude, yeah, talking about Japan, my father's a character, bro. Cause I went to with my father to get like travel money cards, like, you know, where you can load up like the regional currency onto this card using, you know, your own money, and then you take it and then you use it whatever at the ATMs. And because, you know, I went in with my father because I never had to do it before. It was kind of showing me how. We went into the bank, and then this other dad comes in with like his kids that are like probably like 6 or 7 years old, or something like that, or around that. I don't know. They were like short or something. And they just, and like the little like girl or whatever, who was like 6, just started laying on her father, which, whatever, you're 6, you can do it. Then my dad starts talking to the other dad, starts making jokes and, having conversation because we're just sitting down waiting for the line to move at the bank. And then my dad lies on me. He just full on just leans back and just goes on me and starts talking to the dad as if he's trying to get some sort of payback to me for all the pain that I caused to him growing up. Which, when I was younger, I definitely wasn't quite. Wait, what am I doing? What is this? Village Muda, I think. Too busy speaking about my father. I think it's Muda. And I think it's village. Let's see here. Village. Muda. I'm hoping it's that because I already wrote it down. Lower, Take. See, there's the ones we did before. Stay humbly. I'm glad I got that one. So I was kind of going off about how some become just second nature as that one came up. So, what's this number? Gore, I think. I think it's number. Yeah, see, that one's tricked me a few times because it kind of looks like the kanji for copy or substitute, whatever it might be. Kind of looks similar, just kind of without like a line up the top. Some of these ones kind of dislike having to write out because like the bottom bit here is just awkward to write, especially because my handwriting is already not neat and I kind of write a bit small sometimes, so it's kind of hard to do. What do you number 4? See, I've been trying to learn Japanese for a while, right? Like I'd say like a year and a half, but I just never fully got into it. It's kind of that thing where it'd be like, oh yeah, I want to learn Japanese. It looks so cool. Yeah, anime in Japan's really cool. Like its history and its culture, and I want to be able to talk to people in another language, and the characters look interesting, like the kanji and the hiragana and the katakana and all that. And like, yeah, I want to do it. So it's like, what's the first thing you do? Oh, let's do Duolingo. That seems like the best way to learn a language. So you do it for a month, you kind of miss one day, and then it's like, well, what's the point? Then you kind of stop. Because while Duolingo it's alright for Japanese, I'd say, like, at the very, very start. Because I kind of, like, mainly use this to learn hiragana and katakana. But then after that, there's a steep decline in its quality. So that's kind of what put it to a stop for me. Then, a few months go by, you get that motivation again, we're like, yeah, let's learn Japanese. I get a textbook, pay $60, I go through, I get halfway through, I miss one day, and then it's just gone forever. The textbook's just sitting in a cupboard somewhere, and, you don't touch it for months at a time, then you get inspiration again, and then you do, another few chapters, then it stops and it goes again, and then, eventually for me, I discovered Wanikani. And obviously, that doesn't really teach you much about speaking or the culture or what words to use or, grammar or anything like that. So it's not really helpful there. It's kind of more of a supplementary tool. Mainly what Wanikani does is it does, kind of as it says in the name, it teaches you kanji and the vocabulary that kind of go along with that kanji, which is very neat, in fact. Obviously, it teaches the kanji radicals first, like the components of that kanji, and then it incorporates mnemonics with those radicals, so like creates a story with those radicals to help you remember the kanji themselves. It's definitely helped more than just traditionally learning them, I've found, because I've tried that in the past and it's kind of just a lot of writing it down. It's not even like that fun either. But with the mnemonics, even though honestly I don't use them that much, I just kind of brute force it a bit. It's definitely helped a whole lot. And Wanikani, like the interface here, you can see it's like really like modern and clean. So that kind of helps a lot because other flashcard programs like Anki, they kind of look like they're from, 1997 you don't want to use. Well, this looks really nice, so that's why it's fun to use, and it's also good to use because the way that they do it, they kind of do it in like levels. So obviously, you know, level 1, you kind of got all the radicals and like kanji with like a few lines basically. Then as you go up the levels, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder until you get to like ones where it's a maze and you're trying to figure out where it starts and where it ends and what your stroke order is and whatever. And you know, you have 50 million different kunyomi and onyomi readings to remember. But you know, I think I'm on like level 5 or something, so yeah, like I said, I've done it for like a month, so I'm not that far in. Let's see, what's this? This is village again. Again, because it's like, so the other, we had village before, but it was in purple, which means it's vocabulary. This is pink, so that means it's just the kanji itself. But I can't remember if it has a specific kanji reading that's different from the kunyomi reading that I learned with the vocabulary. Yeah. That takes so long to write it out because I keep on like double checking and contemplating in my head whether I know the right reading or the right meaning. Village. Muda. Oh, that's a terrible Uda, but we'll deal with it. Please be. Yeah, okay, good. See, I know my stuff, kind of. Oh, my chair's so bad. I think that's gore. Yeah. Please be me again. Yes. Dude, I'm on a roll. Okay. This one stumped me up before. Because it kind of looks similar to the kanji for half. Han, I think it's pronounced. But like the difference with the kanji for half and this one, which is flat or piece, is these horns are up here at the top, and this kind of bar here at the top kind of drops down a bit. But this should be flat or piece, and I think it's read as hey. Let's write this down. You know what, I definitely think in the future, if I do this again, I'll have a camera showing my writing so you're not just looking at a blank screen all day. I mean, I would have a webcam, but my webcam's kind of like 144p, so I'm not doing that. What am I doing? Flats. And where does hey? I really hope I'm right because I just went on a tangent about how it was. Yeah, okay. Village. Oh, nearly done. We've only got 7 more up on the top here. Done 20 out of. Not 20 out of 7. I've done 20 and I've got 7 to go. Muda again. That's the other village. Yeah. Nenai. Yeah, I think. So Nen. Not that. Nenai. We have. Nen. So like what I really like about kanji is it is kind of tells a story within itself when you have these jukugo, which is when 2 kanji are combined together, which jukugo can be kind of annoying because it can change the readings of some kanji through a process called rendaku, but I won't get into that. But jukugo, their individual kanji parts kind of pull you into the meaning a bit. So this is nen, and this is nai, so it's read nen nai. And this kanji on the left, it literally means like year. This one here means inside. So you can kind of read it literally as like inside year, or like within the year, or inside of a year, which is kind of fun because it can help with like memorizing some of these things if you think of it in that way instead of just trying to like brute force the words themselves. So within the year. See, now I kind of don't want to share what I'm writing because I just looked at my previous handwriting and I can barely read it myself. Dude, it's so bad. You'd think for someone that got an A+ in English, they would do a little bit better on the handwriting side of things. Yep, hey. This one's, I want to say it's sen. Vocabulary reading, of course. Not sen, it's not seki. Saki? Saki? Yes. See, I can remember things sometimes. I actually use the mnemonic to remember that one. That kind of, because this kanji here means like tip or you know, the end of or something like that, right? So the mnemonic for that is well, honestly I don't remember, but what you kind of remember to use the reading here for this specific kanji is you think of, you know, a saw and the key and the tips of like a saw and the tip of a key or whatever. Like the mnemonics that they use for one kanji are stupid, but sometimes the stupidity helps to remember it because you're like, why the hell is it that? And it just sticks in your brain. So, well, as evidenced by this, because I didn't know what it was, and then I knew what it was. A previous, where are you? How did I write this? Saki. Every single time I write Saki, I do it differently. Like sometimes I write it how they've done, on the flashcard here where they've got it connected and linked around. But sometimes I just go, you can see my cursor, yeah. I just go across, down, up, take my pen off the paper, and then come down a bit and then loop down, because that's acceptable too. But I think that's only in hand writing that you'd really see that outside of specific fonts. Yeah, this one's a well-known one. I think like most like foreigners or people that aren't kind of familiar with Japanese would know this one because it comes up so often. Pronounced ki. Even then, like I think people would know the reading for this one sometimes as well, because like if you're watching anime or something and you know, you see something in the show and it's like, oh, the spirit of blah blah blah, then you may hear them say it and it said ki. And it's also fun to write because you feel like you know kanji a bit. Ki, energy or spirit or whatever you want. I prefer energy because that makes more sense with some of the mnemonics and other vocabulary. And ki, oh my god, that's terrible. But ki, yeah. Energy, was it spirit? It has multiple meanings. Yeah. Off. Well, hopefully I do, because I think this is previous, yeah. It was tip and all that, right? Yeah. Key. It's the same thing again. You don't really know if it's like a different reading or not. I mean, so far it hasn't been, but for a lot of them, it is a different reading, and that makes me want to die. Still the same, excuse me, still the same meaning though. The energy, this one. See, this one's a recent one for me, because obviously you can have like these reviews here, then you have like the lessons where it's kind of just this process, but they go more in depth into like the vocabulary or the kanji or whatever. And this one, for the first few reviews I did of it, I'd always write it as murajin, like for villager, village person, villager. I'd write murajin because this character here is Jin when it's onyomi, but or nin, Jin or nin. But sometimes kanji and vocabulary don't like each other, and they just use the kunyomi version. So, for example, here we've got mura, which I think is the kunyomi for village, anyways, and we've got hito here. So it's mura hito. So, which is already just like weird in and of itself. You have to use the kunyomi reading for a jukugo word. But on top of that, there's also rendaku, which just kind of comes up when it wants to. So, for example, like this here, like it's hito, but rendaku, you kind of add some tenten to the start there, and it becomes bito instead of hito. So it's murabito, which, and there's no real like rules for rendaku, and when you use kunyomi and jukugo words, so you just kind of have to brute force and learn it, which is always great fun. Murabito, yeah. Write that one down so I don't make the same mistake I've made 20 times and will inevitably make in the future. What have I written Why have I written Bito as gamma? As the gamma symbol. Well, not gamma, lambda. My bad. Villager. Mu. Bra. Bito. Energy. See, these aren't even the complicated kanji. That's not until like around level 10 that you start getting the stuff that you kind of have to stab your brain over. This is all simple for now. Yeah. Wait. Went down? Do I not actually know how to read that? Wait. Wait. Hey, did I read it like wrong beforehand? Looks like I got it right. I'm done with the reviews. Well, I'm gonna like rewatch the VOD. I don't remember like doing it and getting it wrong. I swear I would have talked about it. Whatever, I don't care. So I would play games, but it's like 10 to 2 a.m. So I'm probably just like gonna go on YouTube and then die at some point at 3 a.m. So I'll end the stream here. Then.